All right, guys, we are live.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Local client takeover, local client playbook. It's been about 2 weeks. I'm here with Matt Stack, my infamous sidekick for the LCP Fun Times, and we have Daryl Rasa on from Lionzeal. How's it going, Daryl?
Hey man, it's good. Thanks for having
Good.
me.
Nah, that's cool. Thanks for jumping on. So you run the Lionzeal community. I know quite a few of our followers enjoy your community, so kudos for that, man. I've read just recently. I've read one of your posts, and I don't try to be like a jerk. I read what I can when I can, and it was
Yeah.
about your start with how you were spamming.
Oh, that
I
article
really
is awesome.
I really
Yeah.
enjoyed that article, dude. Seriously, that was one of the better articles I read. You know, because it seems like these days everyone takes a side. Like we either have to be anally white hat or we're like this black hat in a basement spamming websites. And it's
Yeah.
just refreshing to say like sometimes we'll all just use a gray hat tactic, or sometimes, you can find little black hat, exploits to make some money, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as it's not illegal. You're not really hurting anyone. I support it, man. I thought it was a great article.
Yeah. It was borderline legal, but it was legal.
As with any good
Well,
thing.
yes, that's the truth. And that's the thing, though. I mean, there's legalities can get gray on the internet. I mean, a lot of people don't understand. If you spam, it's very easy to spam, whether you're spamming or not. I mean, you can get on a borderline legality issue just with doing something minute like that. So, I mean, you
Yeah.
didn't hurt anyone, so I supported it, man, and I like that you came out with that. And, that was a real cool article. So, do you do any spamming these days, or are you strictly what's your tax? You gray hat, you white hat, you just do what the hell
Not so
works?
much. Mostly just PBNs, and pretty much everything's manual these days. I used to do the whole GSA stuff, like tons of the links of that, but I kind of backed off and just have my VAs do it all manually these days.
Mm.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea at all. It's dangerous. Anytime software comes into the play these days, it can get really dangerous. That's right. You have some
Yeah.
good articles about PBNs too, man. You have a
Really
good
good
blog.
articles.
Yeah, yeah. You definitely. I remember reading some of those. Now we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I like some of your
PBNs
stuff
are
on how to like boilerplate kind of like content to put on the PBN to make it different from just like the contact us kind of forms that most people do.
yeah, just most people, especially like a few months back and even a year back, they look so crappy. Like within a
Yeah.
second, not even a second of looking on a site, you just knew it was PBN.
Yeah,
hmm I completely agree. And if you or I know it, I mean, Google probably has a script that can know it. I mean,
yeah.
seriously, those real
Yeah.
basic sites, I'm sure Google just has an algo that can pick them out and kind of set them in a bucket for future filters. But
Hmm.
what would you say, and I mean, you don't have to dig too deep in your bag of tricks here, but what would you say is one little like hack or trick you use for whether it's building a PBN, putting the content on, anything like that that you use that most people don't and would probably benefit someone else from learning it?
I covered this in one of my blogs, but I actually use main WP to manage like all my network sites for quickly upgrading them all when there's new updates available and doing security tricks where you can block the editor in plugins and themes, so if your site ever gets hacked, then no one can ever like fuck with the theme or something.
Hmm.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I know a
How
lot
do
of people say there's potential footprints with that, but I haven't really found any, and it seems to just make it way easier to manage.
Hmm.
that's what I was just gonna ask you. The whole footprint thing is, I mean, we could sit down and we could put our tinfoil caps on. I mean, we really could, and we could get paranoid and say, well, I mean, this seems like it could essentially develop a footprint, or this could essentially develop a footprint. But I think the best thing to do is really look at what Google's hitting, and if it's working for you, it's working for several SEOs. Then, is it developing a footprint?
Yeah.
Maybe, but you know that there's obviously something there that Google can't tell if it's a footprint for a PBN, if it's something else. So I mean, if it's working, it's working.
Yeah, exactly. And it just makes it so much easier, so it's worth the added risk, I think.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it can definitely. We still manage a lot of my PBNs and spreadsheets because we do wear tinfoil hats, and and it's seriously a nightmare. You know, we cut back probably about 50% of our PBN over the last couple months, just because it was. Plus, we worked on building more links to the PBNs and kind of juicing them up. You know, just playing
Yeah.
with different strategies and stuff. You do any of that?
Not really. I've been testing recently with social profiles and
Oh, cool.
getting a bunch of social profiles with 2.0 set up for each PBN, and then having the content from the PBN syndicate onto them.
Oh, cool. That's really cool,
But
man.
yeah, I'm just testing it to see if anything changes. It's pretty hard to track individually.
It really is. That's the biggest thing. Even when someone talks about SEO in general and they're like, I didn't see any movement from this link, or I didn't see any movement when I changed this content on my site, and it's such a holistic thing. Google looks at it. So tough to quantify single changes or, just little tweaks, but logically it seems like you're doing the right thing. It makes your
Yeah,
PBN's content look more viral, active. I mean, I would say it's a good idea, but stuff like that's tough to quantify on paper, like on a ranking sheet or something like that. But
sure, yeah.
I'm with it, man. It seems that's pretty wicked. So, what do you do as far? Are you more of a client SEO guy? Do you do e-commerce, pay per lead? What's your main gig?
Most people know me as more of a client person. I actually do quite a bit of affiliate as well. I just don't talk about it as much. So I like to use client as like a base income to use, and then invest in that, and then I do quite a bit of affiliate as well on the side, like CPA stuff.
Mhm.
Oh, really? Very cool. Yeah, that's interesting. I never jumped too deep into affiliate. I'm a big client SEO fan, and I do agree with you. If anyone wants to make their first 5 or 10 thousand bucks a month, there's no easier way to do it than
Yeah,
than
definitely.
client SEO. Um, no, that's pretty interesting. Is there a specific reason you don't talk more about the affiliate? Is it just because it's a more volatile beast? You don't want people digging into your
I
affiliate
think
site?
client's better to start with, to be honest. So,
No,
like you
okay.
said, like to get to like 10K a month or something, client is just such a great model for that.
Yeah, I completely agree. So you do a lot of acquisition stuff then.
Yeah,
That's cool. That's one of my favorite things to talk about. I'm real big into acquisition and seeing which type of ways I can generate some leads and close them, and really fun stuff. You can get really creative there.
yeah, definitely.
Where do you find most of your clients come from? Do you run ads? Do you have SEO landers ranked?
I have both, but I think
Cool.
if I think about it now, probably mostly from referrals from stuff I've already done, which is kind of cheating now.
No, no, that's awesome, man. A lot of people actually, I just did a referral video for the mastermind training we're doing, and it's people just overlook that. They always look outside their circle for more to broaden their circle. It's and I forget who said a really good marketer. It's a long time ago. They said something like, "You already have buying customers." In your circle. Why not sell to someone that's already comfortable buying to you?
Mhm.
Or have them bring in someone that's comfortable with them, and upsells and referrals are massive, man. I support that. That's good. I mean, why not? It's some of the best leads you can get.
You were doing some stuff too, I think, with My Site Auditor. Was that right, Daryl?
Oh, we might have lost him.
Oh.
Oh, apologies, guys. Daryl's connection was a
Yeah,
little
exactly.
shaky. Oh, hey man, there you are. Is your connection okay?
Again, again. Okay, now.
Okay,
I was
cool.
saying you do some stuff with that My Site Auditor, right?
I tested it. I didn't really use it too much, to be honest.
Ah, okay.
Oh, that's cool. I found the same type of I use that pretty extensively, and some of the leads, I mean, we get some good business out of it, but some of the leads are just too much. I mean, they'll send you like 10 pages of technical questions based on this audit that you have a little bit of control over, but not enough in my opinion. And it
Huh.
can get ugly, you know.
Yeah.
It's not the best way to spend your day. So outside of referrals, what's your big what advice would you give someone starting out maybe that doesn't have the resources to rank an SEO page, doesn't have the ad spend? What would be your biggest advice to get someone some clients fast?
I actually recommend cold emailing, as horrible as it is. If you have like no budget and you have tons of time, then it does work if you willing to put in the volume. And I think you should really be very specific with sending like cold emails. So I had success with like emailing like franchises because
Oh, okay.
especially if you manage to get one of them as a client already, it's the easiest opener ever.
Mhm.
Yeah, I completely agree. So would you say people should target like one niche, keep it super targeted, speak their
Yeah,
language?
that's
Good. Okay. That
definitely
makes
the
good
best way of doing it.
sense. And where you just pull their info from like Info USA, or would you do like contact form spam, or send them a
Uh,
video?
I try and find like the owner's email address. There's loads of different ways of doing that.
Sure.
Usually I'd have a VA work through this, but if you don't have a VA to do that, then there's different tools. Can't remember any tool names, but there's ones basically you find out the owner's name and then you can pull apart what their email address is.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, we use we've actually been using Info USA a lot, and it's, I mean, some people complain it's not the cheapest, but you get, they're pretty trusted source. So I mean, they're
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, we're using it on a lump email campaign we're doing, and we wanted the information to be like 100% right, so we're not mailing out something and losing money when it's like wrong information.
yeah, I did that a few times.
Did you like it? How did it work for you?
I mean, I sent lumpy mail out to people and got the complete wrong name on it and all sorts. I got a complaint no, I got two complaint letters back within like a day of sending out this batch of lumpy mail.
Oh wow.
One of them, he made his wife stay at the office all day or something, and then it turned up, and then it was just the lumpy mail advert. So he
Oh,
wasn't happy.
did you make it where they had to sign for it?
Yeah, I was experimenting with that.
Yeah. Armando, I think, brought that up and said, "Don't have them sign for it. So you're not running into situations like that." Which isn't exactly intuitive. Like I wouldn't assume. I would think everyone says to make people sign for it, but I didn't even know to not do that until Armando said that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
probably
it
best
makes
not.
sense. It makes sense if they miss it and have to run. I mean, seriously, you open it and it's like a handful of Green Army men or some other nasty thing you send them. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So that actually makes sense, and that's a good tip, So anyone ever trying to send lumpy mail, don't have them sign for it. Get some angry customers. Well, not customers. You just get some
Just angry people.
yeah, that's the worst kind. You can do it to customers because they pay you. Angry people suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good stuff, man. So you want to talk a little bit more about your affiliate, or you like to keep that under wraps?
No, I'm not going to share the sites obviously, but
Yeah.
I don't mind talking about it. So I tend to focus on sort of high-end CPA stuff.
Okay.
So it's basically like lead gen and stuff, where it's just very high paying, so you don't need many leads to actually generate a decent income.
No,
Rather than like
that makes
Amazon
sense.
affiliate stuff, which I'm not really keen on.
I don't blame you. I never understood. Well, I understand some people just take action, and that's good. But I
Yeah.
never was the type of guy who wanted to sell a pack of bubble gum as opposed to selling like a car or if that analogy makes sense. Like I don't want to make $1 or $5
Well,
affiliate commissions when you can make you know.
we have two choices.
Yeah.
You can either sell cars or gum, like you said.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, you
Yeah.
want to sell the car every time. But Yeah, so that's good stuff. And do you get is all of that affiliate money you just organic thing? You just rank the sites, or do you have little traffic hacks you like to do?
It's mostly SEO, yeah, organic, yeah. So I do a little bit of paid traffic sometimes to qualify an offer, which is a very good way of just finding out if it's before you bother ranking it. You just quickly run some ads, see if it actually converts, how well it converts, and then you know whether it's worth ranking.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, that makes good sense. Sure. That's awesome, man. How difficult? I know a lot of people get pretty intimidated with national SERPs and stuff like that. Do you geo-target your affiliate sites, or do you keep it
Yeah,
national?
sometimes.
Yeah,
Sometimes you can actually target local keywords and stuff sometimes, and spin off this big company as being like a local one, and basically compete with a local brand, so it's super easy to rank and promote like a national company.
Hmm.
yeah. I'm sure that probably does better in larger cities where more people are going to be searching that type of thing. And or if you can just manage to set the site up, or a page on the site where you trigger Google's like geo algo, and they're like, hey, a local site, and this person's coming from a local IP, so we're gonna connect these two. So that's interesting stuff. That validates that. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big affiliate guy. I just, that's probably what I would do instead of tackling a massive national niche that would take me probably a year to rank in.
Yeah, it's pretty much what I do. So targeting the least competitive keywords I can target, because the payout per leads can be like $50 plus for like a simple form being completed. So you don't need much volume to make decent money from it.
Yeah, that's really cool. Would you recommend going with like a mainstream network, or are you part of like invite-only networks? What do you find's best?
Um, yeah, you probably want to stick with a decent enough network just so they'll pay you. I've had
Right.
issues with that in the past where networks don't pay up for whatever reason they use.
Yeah, I heard that a lot. You're definitely not even the first like 20 people to tell me that. That the
Yeah, it's pretty
network
prevalent.
yeah, they'll generate a ton of sales or leads or whatever actions for a network, and they just shaft them. And I mean, I guess it's because they don't want to pay out or whatever. I mean, it sucks. It really really sucks. But that's
Yeah,
a good
sometimes it could be the advertiser doesn't pay them, so they just pass it on, or don't pass it on for that matter.
right, right. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I guess. Oh man, that's terrible. So, but yeah, I mean, that's good stuff. Now let's jump back. When you start, I mean, I know your main things like PBN and stuff. What do you do? Do you usually just pillow it out for a little while, then drip in some PBNs, just a typical SEO strategy, or do you have some ninja stuff you want to share there?
It depends. So we talking an affiliate site or like client? I mean, if I have a
E-
client and I've already got some links going to them, like not many, but just like a little starter base, I just go straight with the PBN links,
Yeah,
slowly
makes
drip out.
sense. Makes sense. Yeah, that's good stuff. How are you doing with when do you take into consideration a freshness factor on the money site? Do you set any type of automated like content aggregation up, or do you just let them go? Do you find it's okay just to let them go?
Um, it depends. Not really, to be honest. I mean, I'm building up a site now with a friend of mine, and we're doing going for some sort of big affiliate terms. So we're making sure that's like a proper authority site and having tons of content on it and all that sort of stuff. But that's
Makes
more of
sense.
just like a long-term thing as well. I've
Sure.
ranked plenty of sites without as much content as people imagine you need these days, and still working fine.
Yeah, good point. That's everyone always, hey, 2,000 words on the page, and a lot of times it's good just to Google your queries and see how many words they have, and sometimes you'll
Yeah,
find
that's
some
a good
really
point, actually.
really interesting, like a couple hundred words in like a big national medical niche, and it's just kind of, hey, maybe content's a little less important than we're told by the content pushers. But
Yeah, it's a good point. Just looking at what the competitors that are actually ranking well are doing, and then just basing it off of that, really.
yeah, absolutely. So what do you? So just kind of breaking off the technical stuff for a little bit. So when did you start Lionzeal?
Um, I don't know, like a little over a year ago, as it's.
That's
I
cool,
don't
man.
I
remember.
don't know. I was drunk one night and I just made it.
Yeah, it's like I was spamming the shit out of this one affiliate offer. I can teach other people how to rock like I rock. No, that's cool. I mean, I wasn't looking for like a specific day and time. Just so you've
No, it's
been.
because it was when it first started off, it was like this tiny little mastermind for like 10 people or something,
Oh, okay.
and then from there it kind of grew, and they added the blog, and yeah, I just kind of grew from there. So I'm
Oh,
not
I
entirely sure.
I remember it actually from SourceWave. Didn't it start off as like an affiliate thing?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it was just like people doing affiliate SEO and like a small little private mastermind.
yeah.
No, that's pretty cool, man. So what do you? I know you have the blog. You guys have the group. I'm in your group. And then do you have like training you do, courses? I mean, do you have like a mastermind you still run?
The only thing we've done so far like that is I did a webinar recently on how to sell SEO, and
Oh, cool.
that was like the first thing we've like actually sold as extra like advanced training stuff.
Oh, cool. Okay. That's pretty sweet. So, where do you see the future of Lionzeal, man? You gonna make it more into like an elite coaching thing? You just having some fun?
Both.
Yeah, you have to have fun. I guess that was stupid, but
Yeah.
if it's not fun, then it's too much like work for me. I'm sure you're the same way.
Yeah, I just ask people what they want to know about and what they're interested in being part of. So some people said recently they want to be part of like a smaller paid mastermind with higher earners in it and stuff like that. So I'm working on putting that sort of thing together now. I just ask
Oh,
people what they want and just create stuff around it.
there's no better way to test the market than to just ask people what they want. That's
Exactly.
so many people miss the miss the train with that one. It's like, hey, if you have a group, why not just ask them what they want from you and build your content around that. You have a pretty happy group then.
Yeah.
So that's good stuff, man. I mean, I definitely appreciate you coming on. It's the more I think about it, I did read a bunch of your PBN articles. That spamming article was still my favorite.
Yeah, that
Just
was awesome.
just the honesty in it, man. And the I don't know, some of the like the tricks you exposed. I mean, they were creative. They were fun. You know.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy times. Got a
Yeah.
few assists from some big companies.
Yeah, it's really cool stuff, and maybe even if someone doesn't want to spam or do some of the things you did, they should at least take a bird's eye view of it and say, hey, we need to get more creative about how we drum up traffic or generate leads or anything. I'm a big fan of creativity, and that article was awesome. I enjoyed it. So,
Glad to
but
hear.
yeah, I mean, I appreciate you coming on, and so what your group's called Lionzeal Mastermind on Facebook, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, cool. So people you wanna, it's a pretty cool active group. I'm definitely in there. If anyone wants to join it, uh, feel free. I mean, it's definitely good stuff. If you never read the Lionzeal blog before, you're missing out on some really cool articles and lots of SEO and client acquisition stuff. And I appreciate you jumping on with us today, man.
Oh man, no, I'm glad to do it.
Yeah, it's cool. It was great to have you.
Thanks, Daryl.